Hello guys, my name is Daisuke. The theme this time is you are trapped in illusion. Everyone has their own way of thinking. There are many different ways of thinking, depending on religion and upbringing, but I hope you will accept this as just one of them. So let's get started. Look at the first page. In conclusion, people capture frequencies between 400 and 900 Hz and convert them into physical objects in the brain. You believe that this transformed world is the world in which you exist. Your brain creates things, people, plants, and companies, when in reality they are just frequencies. You are the one living in that fantasy world. That's an interesting idea. You could say it's a game world. So, let me explain why I think so. Please proceed to the next page. What are some ways that humans perceive the outside world? Humans have five senses and use them to perceive the outside world. On the other hand, without the five senses, we wouldn't understand the outside world. Do you know the five senses? That's right. Seeing with your eyes, hearing with your ears, smelling with your nose, tasting with your tongue, feeling with your hand. That's right. Those are the five senses. Please go to the next page. Now let's talk about the ear. The mechanism of the ear. The ear doesn't hear sound. The ear captures frequencies between 20 and 50,000 Hz, sends the signal to the brain, and the brain converts it into sound. Interesting, right? The ear doesn't hear sound. Please go to the next page. The tongue doesn't feel sweet and spicy. The tongue senses the frequency of food, sends the signal to the brain, and the brain creates sweetness and spiciness. You probably don't understand, so please go to the next page. Sugar is used as an example. Look at the chemical formula of sugar. It may be difficult, but the point is that it is made up of oxygen, carbon, and hydrogen atoms. Atoms vibrate. Sugar is made up of atoms. So if you don't know what kind of fruit it is, you can shine infrared light on it to find out its unique vibration frequency and determine what kind of fruit it is. So the tongue sends the atomic frequency information to the brain, and the brain converts it into sweetness or spiciness. Interesting, right? If you don't understand, look it up on Google. Go ahead. This is about the mechanism of the nose. The nose doesn't sense smells. It senses the frequency of the volatile component of object and sends it to the brain, where it converts it into a bad smell or a pleasant smell. For example, ammonia chemical formula NH3 is made up of nitrogen and hydrogen atoms. This means that the atoms are vibrating, so the nose captures the frequency and sends that signal to the brain. Please move on. This is about human touch. When people touch an object, they feel that it is hard, soft, warm, or cold. But it isn't the hand that says these things. They capture the frequency of the object and send it to the brain, which converts it into soft, hard, cold, or warm. I don't think you'll understand, so I'll explain it on the next page. Here's a concrete example. Fire is a phenomenon in which things oxidize rapidly. When things oxidize, the momentum between molecules increases. As a result, the natural frequency increases. When you touch fire with your hand, you receive the increased natural frequency. So as soon as you touch fire, a signal is sent to your brain and your brain tells you that it's hot and you pull your hand away. If that's okay, let's move on. I'll explain the range that the human eye can see. Look at the table below. The range that the human eye can see is 400 to 900 Hz in frequency and 330 to 800 nanometers in wavelength. Interesting. For some reason, the range that the human eye can see is expressed in frequency and wavelength. Why? This isn't something I'm saying. It's something that's being said academically. If you want to know, just Google the visible light range and you'll find out. Please move on to the next page. This is the mechanism of the human eye. The human eye doesn't see things. It captures signals with frequencies of 400 to 900 Hz and wavelengths of 330 to 800 nanometers. Sends those signals to the brain, and the brain converts them into matter. Interesting. Then please move on to the next page. This is about the human eye. The human eye captures differences in frequency, sends them signals to the brain, and the brain expresses those differences in signals as colors. Red is 400 to 480 Hz. Orange is 480 to 510 Hz. Yellow is 510 to 530 Hz. Look at the picture on the right. There is a dog, brown and white. What can we say from this? Yes, there are mixed frequencies. The human brain expresses different frequencies with colors. Now please move on to the next page. I will talk about what a humor is. Here is a picture of humor. What do you get if you break down the human body? You get organs, bones, muscles, and skin. What do you get if you break that down even further? Yes, you get cells. If we break it down further, it becomes atoms. The constituent elements of humans are oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen, iron, magnesium, etc. So, in this way, humans are made up of atoms that combine to form molecules, which then become cells, which then become internal organs and bones, and so on. Atoms vibrate, so human also vibrates. Moreover, the fact that we can see our own body with our own eyes means that we are vibrating at 400 to 900 terahertz. Constituent element of things. Since things are made up of the constituent element found on Earth, they are naturally a collection of atoms and vibrating. Please go to the next page. How does the brain represent the outside world? Do you understand that the outside world is simply a world of frequencies and vibrations? The outside world is simply a world of vibrations and frequencies. Humans use their five senses to capture these frequencies and send the signals to their brain, which then convert the signals into matter. This means that the world you live in is an illusionary world created by your brain. Why don't you think about it for a moment? The world you are looking at may be like a movie you are watching in the human world. Thank you for watching until the end. Thank you. Bye bye.